Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. Today we have a monthly news video in commentary format. Now, how my news videos work is that I cover news stories from weeks past leading up to now. Now, I'm going to go through things that I've been made aware of, but I will not cover for the news video because it's already occupied. I've been made aware of the Sony and Helldivers 2 situation. I've been made aware of the Xbox situation where we have studios closing, including Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin. I've been made aware of the situation going on with Nico Nico Doga and payment processors and how Nico Nico Doga suspended Visa, as stated officially. Word about Nintendo's next-gen console. However, due to backwards compatibility-related concerns, I suggest you just get a Nintendo Switch just to be on the safe side. Oh yes, and the problem going on with 13th and 14th gen Intel CPUs and the stability situation. This has been talked about quite a lot. It was all over the internet. Let's talk about it. The Stellar Blade incident. Now, this is a story that has been confirmed by multiple sources. Now, the Stellar Blade incident, when it came to Stellar Blade, it was an upcoming game by Shift Up, the creators of Nikke, and it would be their premier title, which was going to be exclusive on PlayStation 5. Not a good idea, but let's get right into it. So, the game was receiving anticipation, but some people would instigate moral panic over the female protagonist, with detractors claiming the character Eve promotes harmful, unrealistic standards and all slew of terrible things. Oh, made by incels, creeps, weirdos, and then basically go on and start claiming how the design is killing women. Now, the game was stated in like some Twitter post that the game was going to release uncensored. Not a good idea. Do not, when you have this much scrutiny, you do not say that. But however, things did not go as planned. Now, when the game came out, the game was subject to censorship via a patch that may have possibly been allegedly instigated. People are suspecting Sony. Yeah, that's right. Sony is expected to be responsible following the exclusivity deal with the PlayStation 5. Again, not a really good idea as well. And people have posted footage of uncensored designs due to access to the physical copy of the game that has not received the patch. Okay, now I notice two situations. You never sign a console exclusivity deal in today's day and age. Especially sign an exclusivity deal with Sony and PlayStation 5. Not a good idea. Go multi-platform. That is all I gotta say. Go multi-platform, PC included, okay? Now, another thing you do, when you have the moral panic and you're dealing with scrutinous eyes, you kind of try as best as you can to slip under the radar. So that way you can get away with what you can get away with without having the outrage mob try to, like, instigate situations on you and try to get you backed into a corner and forced to censor yourself. You don't come out and fly too close to the sun and then go on Twitter and basically say, hey, our game's gonna be uncensored on release. When it comes to people saying, hey, you said the game was going to be uncensored, what the heck is this? When you have people saying, hey, what the hell's wrong with you? When you have the Free Stellar Blade campaign on your tail, yeah, that was well warranted. What do you think was going to happen? Both Sony and Shift Up. But I find that funny that the outfits needed to be covered up in a game that's rated M for mature, with an ESRB rating of M for mature, and especially tone down the blood and gore. By the way, I also noticed that too. In a game that is rated M for mature. So it's a game that's rated M for mature, but you're covering up the outfits and you're toning down the gore. So why are you an M-rated game, but then you're covering up the outfits, and then you're toning down the gore? You're treating the audience for the M-rated game like they're younger. And that's not a good idea. Oh, that's right. There's this thing going on where, okay, if you're a game that is rated M for mature, if you're rated for older audiences and you act like a form of entertainment rated for older audiences, or you act like a game that's rated M for mature way more, you get subject to instigated moral panic. Because, oh, attractive female character. Oh, outfit designs are too revealing. Oh, it's too violent. Oh, it's too scary. And of course, these people attack the developers and attack the audiences, and they'll pull out all the stops to back people into a corner and force them to censor themselves. But hey, let's transition to the next news story because we got more to cover. It's been going down on Pixiv. Now, there's going to be region restrictions when it comes to content that is uploaded to the famous art site Pixiv, which has happened on April 25th, 2024. So yes, on April 25th, Pixiv began adding in region restrictions in content when it comes to the new policy, and this was done to comply with regional complications, and this affects spicy content, even not safe for work content, extremely likely to be affected by region restrictions for users in the USA and the UK. And yes, users can circumvent the region locks by simply changing around settings for country and region, while the policy change was announced the day before. And the reason why this ended up happening, people say, yeah, Pixiv says it has something to do with laws. I don't remember any laws over drawings, since this is what Pixiv it is. It's drawings, they're fictional stuff. But here's the thing. When the Pixiv situation was, revealed, everybody pointed fingers towards the payment processors. The payment processors, the Western payment processors. The payment processors are very big and very suspected to be responsible for the mess. Because you have to stop and think. We covered the Gumroad situation. We covered the DL site situation. Now we have Nico Doga having to deal with having to suspend payments via Visa. So now we're expecting something that's going on. We're looking at payment processor involved censorship. And now let's get right on going to the next news story. And let's talk about Deepcool, because they massively revealed their CH160 ITX lunchbox case, because it comes with the handle on top, by the way. This case made its debut when it came to the Consumer Electronics Show 2024, but it has an official product page officially. It's going to come in black and white color options. It's going to contain a handle on top of the case, and the panels will enable high airflow and will carry a glass side for showcase of builds. For CPU cooling, expect 172mm height coolers, 305mm GPU length support. Expect an option between ATX or SFX or SFXL PSUs. By the way, just go with the SFX just to be safe. And for the front panels, expect a hybrid audio jack, USB 3, and Gen 2 Type-C for front I/O, like I said. And the MSRP is going to be very much affordable, $70. MSRP $69.99. And for crying out loud, if Deepcool can keep producing more of these computer cases, especially the CH160 ITX case, because it's out now in the market. Seriously, I have been wanting to build in a Deepcool case. When it came to my ATX 3070 build, it was an ATX case, but, however, as soon as I managed to get the chance to get me a PC case for my 3070 build, no stock for that Deepcool ATX case. And I had to I had to pick the MSI case. You can go ahead and say that I'm just frustrated because there's high demand when it comes to the Deepcool cases. Deepcool has been gaining reputation when it comes to the cases, alongside gaining a reputation when it comes to their CPU cooling. But hey, I need a chance to cool off, so here you go, a video game recommendation. Let the Lounge recommend you a game. We recommend you check out Action Time It In. Play as a wonderful cast of amazing, beautiful, and ferocious warriors set in a futuristic dark world as the goal is to take out evil. No, duh. Tons of outfits you can unlock for playable characters, including those time-limited ones. Tons of supporters and weapons to attach to your favorite playable character to make them powerful enough to clean the fields. This light but jam-packed game has a PvP mode, time attack mode, minigame mode as well. Yes, story mode too. And yes, this game has been receiving UI improvements and a few more gameplay modes, alongside more playable characters and events to grind in. This game is free to play, it can challenge, but it's still a chill game to grind in. That said, you will be having a good time with this one. And back to our news video, where we're also going to push forward and continue to talk about the Evercade, because they're getting revised consoles. The revised consoles will be called the VSR and EXPR, and they're revised versions of Evercade's home and handheld consoles. Each will carry an MSRP of $100, or in MSRP language, $99.99, and will be bundled with a cartridge that will be called the Tomb Raider Collection 1. Blaze Entertainment, the company behind Evercade, will be releasing a grip for the EXP handhelds to make Tate mode more comfortable. And the MSRP for that is going to be $19.99, aka $20. Now, the stuff I just mentioned is going to be releasing all the stuff that I mentioned July 2024. And here's a huge warning. The EXPR will not carry built-in games like the EXP did. The EXP carried the Capcom games, but they're not going to carry any games built in when it comes to EXPR. That is stated in the official FAQ post. I'm calling it licensing complications. Seems like Blaze Entertainment's Evercade is going to be having a hell of a banger this year for 2024. But this next story is going to be a big deal. Qualcomm, this Snapdragon X, it's been officially revealed. It's for PCs. It was revealed on a video presentation. Wait, hold on. Snapdragon X Plus and Snapdragon X Elite. More on that later. Nah, just kidding. We're doing that right now. Now, Qualcomm and their Snapdragon lineup has been known for being the top mobile processors when it comes to Android, but with them moving on over to PCs, these processors are going to be packed with the Orion CPU, the Adreno GPU, and the Hexagon NPU. Now, the Orion CPU, 12 cores, 3.4 to 3.8 GHz for the Elite, but 10 cores, 3.4 GHz for the Plus. Now, when it comes to the Elite X1E-80-100 and the X1E-84-100 is going to have a dual-core boost that's going to range from 4.0 to 4.2 GHz. As for the Adreno GPU, 3.8 to 4.6 T-flops for the Elite, but 3.8 for the Plus. As for the Hexagon NPU, 45 tops for both. Now, for LPDDR5X support, we're expecting 8,448 megatransfers of memory for both. Support for Wi-Fi 6 to 7, Bluetooth 5.4, USB 4, HDR10, AV1, 5G mobile, and etc. when it comes to the Qualcomm Snapdragon X series for PCs. More details, source links in the description. I will repeat myself at the end of this news video. And I'm pretty much convinced, could it be a hugely budget-friendly situation when it comes to laptops? Because you want creator laptops, you want laptops focused towards, like, productivity and content creation because you already have a gaming PC. Or if you want to build a gaming PC, can you have a combination of Snapdragon X with GeForce RTX 40 series? Will we see Snapdragon motherboards for custom PC builds? We don't know. But right now, the technology is getting out for laptops. And with the technology coming out for laptops, I'm pretty sure it's going to go from laptops to mini PCs to handheld PCs. And then maybe we'll probably see something when it comes to desktop or a custom-built desktop. So, yeah. So that said, for the time being, technology coming out for laptops. Let's see, only time will tell. But right on going to the next story. And Sony back at it again with the censorship. Sony decided that they're going to go and censor a limited edition art book for the PlayStation version of Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon, with the game coming out on Switch and PlayStation 4 on June 27th, 2024. The game itself is going to remain unaltered for both PlayStation and Switch versions, but PlayStation copies of the art book will have alterations on 2 pages, while the Switch copies of the art book will not have any alterations whatsoever. Now, Tsukihime, Piece of Blue Glass Moon, is a remake of a visual novel by Type Moon that has been hugely known alongside the Fate series. Sony having their strict international content policy, and it's not just game content, it's also like content releasing on physical, on art books. That's insane. Sony has been very censor crazy, hugely censor crazy. It is what it is. But let's get moving right on to the next news story. Aside from their recent ad for their latest iPad Pro, which we'll cover in a bit, that has gotten them in heat, we at least have the new silicon chip. It's the Apple M4 chip. Pretty sure this is definitely Apple revealing their new chip in response to the Snapdragon X, but hey, let's get right on going. The M4 will be built into the new iPad Pro that's going to be releasing on the 15th of May. The iPad Pro M4 will cost from $999. So expect a $1,000 price tag. Also, there's going to be a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU when it comes to the M4 chip. Expect the CPU up to 50% faster than M2, and the GPU up to 4 times faster than the M2. Also, 120 gigabytes a second unified memory bandwidth, dynamic caching, hardware-accelerated mesh shading, and ray tracing capabilities. That's hardware-accelerated. Also, ProRes and AV1 video capability. Now, iPad, I see how capable more than ever that iPad has ever been. I mean, in terms of productivity and content creation, because here's the thing, capture card support for iPad? That's a shocker. But with the M4 chip out there, could we see new model Mac Minis? Could we see new model MacBooks? And could we see new model iMacs? Let's see that. But it's kind of strange when it came to the M3 chip. Oh, iMac, MacBook. But when it comes to the Mac Mini, we only saw M2 and that's just it. Maybe we'll probably see M4 Mac Mini. But hey, on to the next story. And yeah, last news story for the May news video, and it's ending on an unfortunate note. Taimanin RPG and RPGX Ecstasy Global is going to be shutting down and closing its door after making its way global in fall 2023, around fall 2023. It was like around October and near the holiday season, but now it's closing its doors on the 1st of August this year in 2024. The sales of the game's microtransactions have already been axed. No, you can't pay real money. You can't do that. You can't buy those premium Taimagems. Nope. They shut down sales of microtransactions, and the game launched globally. It launched globally around near the holiday season, if I remember right. The game has been exclusive in Japan for years, and the game went global for just almost like around half a year. And, well, at least we have Action Taimanin. Action Taimanin is still going to be around. We're going to get more playable characters, and that's going to be good. However, we can all come to an agreement that the poor management and poor handling of the game in terms of global kind of did damage to the game and kind of did the global version of the game in. Okay, going with kinda is probably going to make that an understatement. Definitely the management that did not go so well more likely did it in. But at least we have Action Taimanin and the outfits, especially the spicy outfits that will still be around, so yeah. But if you remember Taimanin Collection for Taimanin Asagi Battle Arena, I'm pretty sure history might repeat itself and we could get a Time and In collection for RPG and RPGX Ecstasy. So Time and In collection is essentially like an archival for like Time and In Battle Arena related stuff that's gonna contain like the characters and the versions of the characters and the event CGs. But the likeliness of Time and In Collection, RPG X Ecstasy, or RPG Ecstasy Time and In Collection happening would be more likely the case if RPGX would close the doors on their side in Japan. But however, for us global people, at least we have Action Time and at least we have Shirifune bringing over Time and Asagi and Time and Yukikaze, so there's a bright side to this unfortunate story. We love our Time and waifus, and we gotta have our Time and waifus. That's gonna be it for May's news story, so with that totally said, source links in the description. Like I said, again, source links in the description with the exception of Stellar Blade, since there's multiple sources that's been confirmed. It was all over the internet. It's all over Twitter, all over YouTube. And then there's the Time and In RPG Ecstasy, which if you go to the game itself, it'll give you the EOS notice. So check that out inside of the game. Now, before I close off this video, I want to go ahead and say, yes, I did go with a filler vacation, but I had extended it by another month. The filler vacation will end up happening in June, but it's going to be extended throughout July. August is when I'll be coming back to my video to-do list and going back to the normal scheduled programming. Now, to clear out the confusion, on my now to-do list, I have 3 videos, horizontal videos to go, and they're all going to be randoms. Because they're randoms, whatever I upload is not going to count as a filler video. It's going to count towards the random on my to-do list. When I'm done with that to-do list, I'll move on over to the next to-do list, in which we'll get back to our usual content for the lounge. Now, the reason for the way things are going to be throughout the channel throughout summer is because of April and March. And yes, I am well aware of the TikTok ban that's going down, so yeah, let's see how that's going to play out, because I'm hearing how the TikTok guys are going to be trying to fight this by suing the court. By the way, around January 2025 is when TikTok will be no longer accessible by the USA. But back to the topic at hand, after dealing with March and April and the TikTok situation, I think it would be best if I just do the filler vacation and extend that filler vacation by another month. Now, with all that out my chest, that is all. I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.